Somebody once called my videos classic AM gold country. Wasn't sure how to take that, but I understand the reference. Yeah, exactly. Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Sawing. Robert Milton at Hobby Hardwood. Some time ago I did a video on what I prefer for handling logs, either a front end loader or a tractor, big tractor with a side door, or a skid steer or compact track loader with a front door. I have both, and as I'm out here and it's 175 degrees Fahrenheit, the gnats are flying around me. It's hot. I'm sweating like a dog. I got long pants on to keep the chips out of my shoes. And it's about to rain. I thought, as I got more and more aggravated at my compact track loader, I would explain to you why I prefer a tractor or a front end loader with a side door. Basically, it's because you can't get out of a compact track loader safely while you're handling logs. You're kind of stuck. Now I've got one or two logs to saw up here for this day's sawing. Mostly cherry. I've been making a few cherry videos. Now you know why, because I've got a few I got to finish up, and I've mowed through a pretty good bunch of them. And unfortunately, because the way the forks are set up on a compact track loader, it's kind of hard to lift the log up and buck it to length. Because you got to lift up, you got to climb over the log, you got to get into the seat, you got to lift the log, you got to climb out, and you got to buck it. And then you got to do it all over again. It's not nearly as bad when you've got two people, because somebody can be in the track loader or the front door machine, and the other one can be bucking logs. But Chip, although he knows how to drive a forklift, is not real good on my track loader, and he sure isn't any good on a chainsaw. So what I have to do is what everybody has to do. You got to lay the logs out in a row, or called a corduroy. Remember the old corduroy pants? Corduroy. And then buck them as much as I can. Some the ends will fall off, some won't. Then I got to separate them, stack them up, and then reset everything and do them once again. It's very slow and time consuming, and I hate to say it's frustrating. But if you watch my last video, you know that my big blue tractor and my excavator are broke down right now and are at the dealership getting worked on. Yeah, I had a twofer. Two things going to the dealer at one time. You gotta love it. Ooh, it's nice in these loaders. Got nice AC. Now, nice thing about the skid loader is you can pick up, these things are strong, you can pick up some logs. Basically, as long as the forks are, you can pick them up. These are pretty big logs. They don't look like much, but that's a 20, I don't know, 25-inch bar. And I'm having, you know, you saw me having a double cut on them. So, I mean, these are 2-foot, 30-inch logs. It looks small. It's not. You want to stack them up nice and clean. We got this nice little pile. These are some pretty big logs. We're done with the skid steer or track loader. I call it a skid steer just because it's 2 syllables instead of compact track loader. Skid steer. It still skids when you steer it. It really destroy the ground, but they are handy for moving logs. I just don't like trimming logs. He said, where'd everybody go? He fell asleep. He didn't realize that Martha broke for lunch. Yeah, we got a lot of wood in here. Oh, glory. We sell a lot of wood. We have to make a lot of wood. Chip must smell something over there. Come on, Chip. Let's get back to work. I said, okay. He's tracking down this fan. There you go. He says, ooh, this feels good. So you guys know that I don't do a lot of fluff. Somebody once called my videos classic AM gold country. Wasn't sure how to take that, but I understand the reference. I'm certainly not Sirius satellite radio or even probably FM stereo, but AM gold is okay. Once I've cut the logs, I got to seal them. I want to protect them. I spent a lot of money on those logs. So then we get down to a greenwood end sealer. My mind just blurted out anchor seal because that's probably the gold standard for green wood sealing, although I will say I'm not sure. I mean, it's good. Is it the best? I don't think so. I think there's a lot of products that are really good at greenwood sealers or log sealers. And if you look at the MSDSs, I got a gnat flying right around me. If you look at the safety data sheets, you're going to find out most of them are made at the same place, just relabeled. I don't know that about Anchor Seal, but it's made by UC Coatings. If you got nowhere else to look, go buy it from them. I'm not sponsored or anything, so, you know. But there are some other more economical alternatives, but latex paint is not one of them. You don't paint your house with green wood log sealer, and you don't spray your green logs with latex paint. I'm sorry. So anyway, back to the no fluff part. I've used all kinds of spray rigs. I've used paint brushes. I've used everything. And it's just hard to beat a Chapin backpack sprayer. Sometimes you kind of got to clean the goo off the tip. Sometimes you don't. This is pretty clogged. So if you seal up the ends of the logs, you can reduce the moisture transport out of the logs. And since lumber cracking is due in large part to drying too fast, it's also due to stress, the part that's due to drying too fast goes away. So if you spray your logs or your lumber, then you're not going to have that problem. This stuff's pretty cheap. I don't think you need to do it on pine or some of the softwoods. But yeah, on high quality hardwood, if you don't, you're going to lose that last 2 or 3 inches up to the sticker on every board. You lose 6 inches per board, say 3 inches per side. For long, you're losing a lot of wood. Not to mention, it looks like crap when you're trying to sell it to customers and the ends are all cracked. You don't want that. You want boards that have nice, clean, solid ends with no cracks in them. Backpack sprayer is the easiest of all. You pour the stuff in it, cut it with a little bit of water, maybe 10%, till it sprays smoothly, and you're done. Now people say, hey, don't cut it with water, you're gonna lose the ability for it to work. No, the ability for it to work is based on the thickness you put on. So if it's a little thinner with water, just spray it a little thicker. It's not rocket science. I mean, I am a rocket scientist, or I was. It ain't that hard. So we just put some in here. I'm gonna go out here and cut it with some water, kind of give you an idea how I do that. It's really scientific, not. Try not to get the straps wet. I mean, that's about all it takes. It's not like you're just diluting it into uselessness. And this is why you don't want to get your straps wet, because you're about to put them on, and nothing worse than wet straps. All right, pull your pants up, pull your gut in, and grab the doohickey here, and let's go out to the log pile. And while you're walking it out here, it kind of mixes everything up. So this is, hey, don't be running away, dog. So this is pretty much, so now you just kind of spray it on. Get it on nice and thick. Pump the little handle. That's quicker than brushing, as I watch Chippy. Now look at that log. It's got almost no cracks in it, or no cracks in it. Again, these are log ends that, these logs were kind of short and I wasn't able to trim them. So you can see, well, let's make sure you can see all the cracks in them. So that will be waste. So look at these great big cracks and fissures. Hopefully they don't go into too deep. But that's not what you want. What you want is that, nice and smooth. Like that. Chip! Seriously? Tell everybody about it. All right. You want me to spray that one? Bring it over here. Or not. Oh, he's getting nasty in the dust. Oh, really? Just roll in the dirt. Thank you, Chip. I'll spray that one too. Yep, we got to spray him off. It's been rolling in the dirt. Whew, it's hot out here. Get it, Chip. Now he's having some fun. Chip is a water dog. The best way to stay cool in the summer is a little bit of washing. Ooh, does that feel good, Chip? Don't choke, boy. Gotta wash his back, gotta wash his undercarriage. I did get an interesting question the other day, and I try to answer every single comment and question I get. And it was basically, do I take the tension off the sawmill? You do want to take the tension off your band anytime you leave it for any period of time. I mean, we're not talking like, you know, an hour or two, but, you know, overnight, something like that. The reason is, remember, your band wheel belts here are just glorified fan belts or rubber. And the problem is when the band is tight, it's actually pulling down on this side. So as it's running, everything's fine. But if you leave it tight overnight, this section right here will be a little compressed compared to this section, which basically means you're getting just a little bit of outer round on your band wheel belts, and that induces vibration, blade bounce, and a bunch of other things that you really don't want to have to deal with. So anyway, the answer to your question, no, I do not take my bands off every night. If it's a sharp band and I'm at the end of the day, I'm going to keep sawing with it the next morning. But yes, I will always detension my bands anytime I leave it for any period of time. Open up the lube flow. If you haven't supplied, put one of those on your lube pump for wood miser. You're kind of screwing up, because that's handy. If you ever have a leak, or just as a matter of the end of the day, close the little valve off. This is an ice maker valve, 1/4 inch, Lowe's, Home Depot, Amazon, and that ensures that you won't lose all of your fluid. from your lube tank.
So we always start with the stress crack vertical or horizontal and the grade sawing. I'm not using toe boards to hold it up. I'm going to go ahead and do a 180 instead of taking more off. I want to try and see what this face is going to look like. Remember, I always want to do a 6-inch wide, no sapwood face for high grade. I don't think this will do it. Pull it back. Get two from right here. Edge them. No need to stop. I'm looking at the stress. The stress looks pretty mild, so that's good. Drop the clamp. Ready. Just over. Do a little log leveling by eye. Toe boards are good, but after a while, you'll be able to saw level, pretty level it out, and go ahead and level it up. Right. Clamp it and cut it. No waste of time, no waste of motion. That one's laying better. Okay. Pull these guys back. Well, this is called, I don't know what, this is grade saw and cherry saw. A little high too. A lot of stress, as it should be. It's parallel to the major pick crack. It will always have stress in it. It's got a little twist. So there's a little thing of sapwood. Notice how a lot of stop and discuss that. How much they're sawing it up fast, huh?
You notice anything about this cut? So remember what we said. We always want to align the opening faces if possible. So this is why sapwood and cherry is such a problem. And sapwood has a tendency to cause stress or pull in the board. All right? But as I drop one cut, look how much flatter that is. Look at the difference between that and that. This has a very low sapwood fraction in this board, high sapwood in this one. Look how it distorts. So when you're sawing cherry, yes, you always want to pay attention to yield. Yield is your money. On the other hand, you really also want to pay attention to how your lumber is reacting. It's hard to sell a board that's as twisted as a potato chip or a Pringle or a slice of bacon to a high-grade lumber buyer. Now, you can, and there are a lot of people that do, and that's fine if that's your customer base. It's not my customer base. I'm grade sawing this. When you're grade sawing, you need to follow the NHLA, National Hardwood Lumber Association grading rules. If you don't have them memorized, you should. If you don't have a copy of it, you really should. At least you'll know what you're sawing to, what your targets are. But basically what you want, I like to have a 6-inch zero sapwood or 95% sapwood free face on one side. And the reason I do that is what you're seeing exactly right there. Now, when this board, if this was a board and it was drying, that twist would be like 3 times that much. It would be really nasty. So anyway, let's get back to sawing. But that really is important, and it shows you how just one cut difference, one cut. Now as I'm looking at it, I've got some shake. This is ring delamination right here. That's not good. It's probably caused by that void. So we'll have to pay attention to that. You cannot make good lumber out of a board that has shake in it. It will delaminate like the pages in a telephone book. It's no good. So that's a little bit we're going to have to play with, but anyway.
They do have sapwood on them. There's the sound of a saw blade singing. I love it. And see, there's a little bit of sapwood and there's a little bit of stress. Not bad. So now you can clearly see the cant is not balanced, so we got to bring it back into balance. Sometimes that's all you can do because we got to get the sapwood off. But when you are grade sawing, you do want to get it back into balance. So we're going to try to figure out which one should have the lowest stress. And we'll saw that side last. I'm going to drop it down. I'll bump it this way a little bit. Not like that. Good. You never want to push it with the saw head. You want to bump it with the saw head. Balance this up. Two boards here look like it'll do it. This one, ooh, wow, look at all the stress. Watch it move. You can kind of go slow. Watch the board start to move off to the side like a stair tread. That means I'm making an extremely flat board. Notice how that stress is always in the direction of the major stress track. While I'm coming down, it's not moving as much. I'll speed back up. You can see that stair step. You can also see how I'm slowly balancing the cant down to about 80 now. As it gets closer and closer to the center, you can see that the stress is being reduced. This is good sawing technique. All these boards are going to be dead flat. Now I'm at 6 1/4. I've got the tip pretty much balanced. You can see where the stress in both planes is now relaxing. Pull this back to keep off of here. Now I have a balanced cant, hopefully with a lot of the stress not in it. Just flip it over. I'm just going to saw down through these guys. They're right at 6 1/4. It's plenty. No band jump on exit. The band's running good. Let's just finish these up. Move on to the next dozen logs, right? You hear how there's no sound, there's no ping when the band exits the cant. That's what you want. That means it's on flat. There we go. Guys, I didn't spend a lot of time talking about the grade sawing technique. I got plenty of more logs. I'll go into that as I go. Covered several different things, including Chip taking a bath. If you don't mind, please like and subscribe, and we will see you guys next week. Have fun sawing. Thanks for visiting our sawmill. Click on the links above to see more of our videos.